Hi, I'm Dr. Valerie Masuda, and a palliative care physician, and welcome to Tea with Val. Today we're going to talk about something very important, and it's about energy. Everything comes back to energy, especially if you have life-limiting illness. Many people feel that they will die from pain or shortness of breath, but really people die from energy and the lack of energy. I explain it with spoons. I'm going to take my spoons here. I have 10 spoons. And we can think of our spoons as energy. And when I was a young 20-year-old, I would wake up with 10 spoons of energy. And now that I'm over 60, I really only wake up with 8 spoons of energy. And if I have missed a night's sleep, I may only wake up with 7 spoons of energy. And during the day, I work. It takes 4 spoons to work, do some paperwork, make dinner. If I have an argument with my husband, that's a whole spoon. And by the end of the day, I may be left with 1 or 2. And when I go to sleep, I gain back all that energy. So what chronic disease, such as chronic respiratory disease, chronic kidney disease, congestive heart failure or heart failure disease, cancer, it steals your energy. So for example, you may have 9 spoons of energy when you're diagnosed, but as your disease progresses, you start to wake up with less and less spoons. So when you're waking up with 8 spoons of energy, you can still get up, you can still do all your independent things. You may be out and about, you may be still doing some volunteer work, you may still be working. But when your energy falls down to 7 spoons, you'll find it very difficult to work, but you still may be getting out to visit friends and family. When your energy falls down to 6 spoons, you're really not getting out. You're getting out if you need to, but you're really staying at home. You may go out in the garden, but you're not doing any garden work. But you're still able to do cooking and cleaning to some extent. As time goes on and you lose another spoon, you're down to 4 spoons of energy, you may find that you need help. You need help around the home. You aren't able to cook for yourself. You're still able to get up and go to the bathroom. But as you go down to 3 spoons of energy, you're really in bed most of the time. No longer up to watch TV and back to bed. You're mostly in bed, but you can still get up a little bit. When you're down to 2 spoons of energy, you're not eating much. You're sleeping a lot of the time. And when you're down to 1 spoon, you don't even have the energy to eat or drink. And you're spending all your time asleep. And this is when you lose your last spoon. And then your body stops working. Your heart stops, and you stop breathing. So it is actually a fairly gentle process. But knowing that your energy is reliant and your sense of being up in the world is reliant on your energy, you may find that things are worth your energy and some are not. If you're down to only 6 spoons of energy, you may find that going out for a movie is just too much, but staying in and having friends over is a better option. You're down to 5 spoons, you may find that talking to people on the phone is very fatiguing, but seeing them in person for a short visit helps save a spoon. Certainly you may find that very intense relationships take your spoon away, or you may find that doing household chores are a waste of your energy. So getting friends and family to help you with those things helps preserve your energy. If you're finding that getting up in the morning, getting dressed, getting yourself showered, is just taking a spoon, then you need to rest, because that's the only way you get your spoon back. So some people find that when they're up and around in the morning, they need to lie down before lunch, and then they have energy to eat. And then they're up and around, and then they feel they need to lie down and get their spoon back. And then they have energy for dinner. So if they feel that I need to go to this big graduation, I need to go to a wedding, and it's going to take all my spoons. That's okay, because it's worth your spoons. And the next day, you may sleep all day to get your spoons back. And that's okay too. So life is about spoons. And so it's up to you to decide, is this worth my spoon or not?